Hi guys, I'm coming to you with a video today about triangles. We're going to talk about how to classify triangles, and then we're going to jump right into a fun little song about quadrilaterals. So there are two ways that you can classify triangles, by their sides and by their angles. I found a math antics video that I liked, but he goes kind of slow, so I'm going to try to go through it a little faster.
Let's start by classifying triangles by their angles, since we've already learned a lot about angles in the previous videos. You may remember from our first video about angles that there's three types of angles. There's right angles, acute angles, and obtuse angles. Well, watch what happens if we use a third line in each of these angles to form closed shapes. Aha! Triangles! And can you guess what these three different kinds of triangles are called? Yep. The one made from the right angle is called a right triangle. The one made from the acute angle is called an acute triangle. And the one made from the obtuse angle is called an obtuse triangle.
And we're going to talk about how these aren't the only names for these. And we talked about in class a little bit how you can't have a triangle that has more than one right angle. And you can't have a triangle that has more than one obtuse angle. It's not possible. You wouldn't get to the total of 180 that you need. So we're going to let him go a little further, and we'll fast forward some.
So that's simple enough. But notice that for each of our three triangles, the new angles that were formed when we closed the shapes are all acute angles. So triangles always have at least two acute angles.
Write that down.
It's the other angle that determines what type it is. That's important to know so you don't get tricked. For any given triangle, just because you see one acute angle, that doesn't mean it's an acute triangle. You have to look at all the angles to tell if it's an acute triangle. The situation's easier with right and obtuse triangles because you can only have one right or obtuse angle per triangle. So as soon as you spot one of those kinds of angles, you know what type of triangle you have. All right then, classifying triangles by angles is pretty simple. But we can also classify triangles by their sides. If we pay close attention to the length of each side of a triangle, we can see that there's three possibilities. First of all, if all three sides of a triangle are exactly the same length, then we call it an equilateral triangle.
Write that
It's
down.
kind of a long word, but it's easy to remember because it sounds like it has the word equal in it. To see the second possibility, let's take the top vertice of our equilateral triangle and move it up like this. See what happened? Two of the triangle's sides got stretched by the same amount.
Now remember, I taught y'all a little trick for this. When you see those two sides, I'm going to show you a little gesture here. Remember from class? Okay, we've got, I saw two equal angles. I saw that person, and I liked Celise. She's the one who found it, so I was like, I saw Celise. Yeah, you know, remember that trick? Awesome. Now it will haunt you.
But the bottom side remains the same. Now we have a triangle that has only two equal sides. And that's called an isosceles triangle.
Isosceles!
The best way to remember that is to look at an isosceles triangle and say its name 20 times as fast as you can.
Okay, moving on.
Third possibility, let's move that same top vertice again, but this time to the right. Now, all the sides are different lengths. This type of triangle is called a scalene triangle. So those are the three possibilities when classifying triangles by their sides. Equilateral triangles have three equal sides. Isosceles triangles have only two equal sides. And scalene triangles have no equal sides. That way was pretty easy too. The hardest part is just remembering the names. And now that you know both ways to classify triangles, let's see how you can use them together. Yep, you can use them both at the same time. If you classify triangles both by their angles and by their sides, it turns out that there's several possible combinations. To see what I mean, let's list the three classifications by sides.
Create this table.
Scalene, isosceles, and equilateral. And the three classifications by angle. Right, acute, and obtuse. A scalene triangle.
All right, we'll finish off that table in class. Make sure you have it created in your notes, and then we are done with math antics for now. Let's move on to the video that I like. Okay, let's talk about quadrilaterals. I love this song. Here we go. Ready? Quadrilaterals. We talk triangles. Triangles have three sides. I bet you can know how many quadrilaterals have. Quadrilateral. And for angles. Parallel and equal. You get 360. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm a quadrilateral. Four sides. The opposite sides are the same length wide. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm a quadrilateral. Got 4 sides. Outside has not. It has been. Yes, that's right. We both have to be parallel lines of quadrilateral. Look at those trapezoids. Well, those aren't trapezoids. They're not a parallel line. They're just quadrilaterals. I have 4 sides and 4 angles. Parallel and equal. And you measure me. Write that down. Get 360. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm a quadrilateral. Let me show you a quadrilateral. A parallel triangle. Got a sun at the shape and it's 4 sides. The opposite sides are the same length wide. Now I give a shout out to all boys, Robin, Square, Kite, and the main man, Trapezoid. How we call it? I love that part of the end. I just want to make sure you know some of the things. All sides are equal on a square. Trapezoid has 1 set of parallel lines. Where did my parallelogram go? Oh, that'll just have to be a surprise. Alrighty, guys, good work. If you want to look up this video and listen to it again, yes, it is the Quadrilateral song, so feel free to, jam out to it anytime. Have your notes ready for class, and I will see you.